What's up, my creepers? Creeperplanks 1 here, and today I'm gonna be straight up honest with y'all. Okay, so I have done a lot off camera. Well, I did it on camera, but it all got deleted. So what I did is I completed the storage room. I put labels on all the chests. I even made an area down here that was on camera but got deleted. So now we have an automatic wheat farm. And to show that these are automatic farms, I put redstone dust and item frames. Wheat farm's down there with my villager. Then we've got the automatic sugarcane farm. It looks rather pleasant. And it works pretty well. We've got the automatic kelp farm, and it looks pretty nice as well. And it works efficiently. We've got the automatic bamboo farm. I've made sure that all these farms would look pleasant for the house. It works rather efficient for not having observers and being solar powered. They also have an automatic cactus farm, and it works more efficient than you would think. We've got the super smelters that are quadruple times faster than a regular furnace because of the new smokers and blast furnace. So yeah, there's the blast furnace. We also have an AFK box right here. It says AFK box. If someone is in here, do not disturb for any reason. So, it's just some basic stuff. Got some green glass, some glowstone, some cobblestone. That's pretty much it. So now we're gonna move on to what I need to do, and that is remaking the village with you all. So, let's get right into it. Okay, so first of all, I do want to apologize because I forgot to start recording. Well, I was recording, but the recording was crap. I built the perimeter of the farm for the new village, and it looks okay. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. If y'all dislike it, I will definitely change it. Actually, no, I like it, so you know what? I might change it. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. So we're gonna move all of my stuff over to here, and for some odd reason the the audio for the gameplay wasn't recorded, so I'm just gonna talk over it. A lot of people wanted to hear Creeperplanks' backstory, and he is the mascot of the channel, and I do have a whole chapter in my Creeperplanks book about his backstory, so I figured, why the heck not? And his birthday is already passed. It was June 9th. Surprising, I know. But it's true. His birthday was June 9th. And he's been a thing for almost 10 years now. Maybe. Yeah. Almost 10 years. Maybe. I don't know. Hang on, we'll see. No, I'm doing my math all wrong. He's been a thing for almost 5 years now. Half a decade. It's pretty great. Anyway, so y'all know who Creeperplanks is. So let's get right into his backstory. I'm a little nervous to share this with y'all, but here goes nothing. The story begins in a universe far distant from ours. Our story begins in a universe far distant from our reach, and in that universe we begin on a planet. Its name is Planet Planks, home to all Planksians. It was a king and queen, knights and peasants. It was a cool night on June 9th. Our hero Creeperplanks was born under a full blood moon. He was bathed in the water of the creepers to make him half normal planks and half creeper. His normal side had a crystal blue eye, while his green creeper side had a ruby red eye. He had black hair. His mother was named Cat Planks, Sarah Emerardu, and his father was named Wolf Planks, Kevin Emerardu. His mother had long flowing red hair, a black cattail, jade green eyes, and was rather short. His father had black short spiky hair with a white wolf tail and a misty gray colored eyes. They lived in a house near the ocean. The house was rather small, but it was home. They also had the best view of the sunset. 3 years later, Wolfplanks was working outside on a cool night on August. A meteor landed off the coast of their house. Wolfplanks jumped to it and heard the crying of a child. It was very round for a meteor. It was covered in ash and dust. He wiped some of it off to see a child who looked to be only 3 years old. He had emerald green eyes, semi-long spiky black hair. He tore open the meteor and got him out. There was a button with a note that said, "Please play me." He pressed the button and a deep, rugged voice said, "If anyone finds this, take care of my son, Jang. Our planet Zoran is about to be destroyed by the higher demigods. I can't make it with him. I have to stay and fight. Goodbye, my son. Please, take care of him." The recording ended. "Oh, gods," he said to himself. Planks came to his side. "What do you have there?" she asked him. He presented Jang to her. "He's from another planet. His name is Jang," he replied. How do you know he's from a different planet?" she asked. He played the recording for her. "Oh no," she gasped. "If we keep him, we'll be exiled from the planet." Wolfplanks looked at Jang, who had fallen asleep in his arms. "I know. That's just a risk we'll have to take. We'll raise him as one of our own. We have to hide this pot, though. We have to hide it far away," he said to her, determined to raise Jang. She was hesitant. She couldn't decide, because either way felt wrong. Either keep him and potentially be exiled, or send an innocent child into the depths of space alone. "Okay, we can raise him as our own. Put him in Creeperplanks' crib, and we'll hide the pod far away," she sighed. They picked up the pod and got a boat to find somewhere to bury it. They found an island far from theirs that had a large field. They buried it deep below the ground and headed home. 2 years passed. Creeperplanks and Jang were now 5 years old. The day is November 3rd. Wolfplanks came into the house to see his wife cooking lunch. "Hi, honey," he smiled. "Welcome home," she replied. "The boys just left to the town square." "What for?" "They said they wanted to meet up with Reggie Planks today, and asked if they could go to the town square to do so." "Ah, okay. You told them to be back home by midday, right?" "Yes, and all 3 of them should be here any minute now." "Good," he replied. He walked her and hugged her from behind. "I've been thinking about something for a while now," he said. "That's dangerous," she smirked. "Oh, ha ha ha. But really, when I was 5, I learned what my powers were. So they should too. All 3 of them. So I'm taking them to the field we buried the pod in. The whole island is uninhabited. She stopped what she was doing inside. "Okay, just keep them away from that area, okay?" He smirked big. "Will do," he replied. He smiled big, not smirked. Okay, anyway. There was a knock on the door. Creeperplanks, Jang, and Raju Planks came in. Jesus. I'm sorry. Raju Planks was Creeperplanks and Jang's friend. He was blue on his left side. His hair was long and black, and made almost a wave shape. His eyes were jade green. "Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad," Creeperplanks and Jangs said, running to hug them. One second. I'm sorry. I've got to get this out of my throat. Alright, we're all good. I think. We should be all good now. Hi boys. Hi Reggie. Wolf Planks smiled. Reggie waved to him. Creeperplanks, your hair right here in the front looks like a crown. It suits you. It suits you. I believe you will be the king one day. And so will Jang, Wolfplanks said happily. How will I be the king if I'm not the king's son? Creeperplanks asked his father. That's simple. You and your brother will overthrow him and be an even better king. He rustled Creeperplanks' hair and smiled. A thought popped into Wolfplanks' head. Hey boys, he asked them. Yes, they all three responded. Have you ever heard of the legend of the dragon planks? He asked again. No, Creeperplanks responded. Dragon planks is a form that all Planksians can achieve, but have yet to do so. In this form, we are stronger, faster, and have scales. We're also kind of smarter, I guess. So far, it's only been achieved by one. He trained hard with a dragon. His name is unknown and remains to be. He vanished long ago with the last dragon. Ever since then, we've tried to find more dragons, but failed. But I believe all three of you can make the legend of reality. Creeperplanks' eyes lit up. That reminds me. Tomorrow, I'm taking you all to an empty island so you can let loose and find out what your powers are. Creeperplanks was ecstatic. They all three went outside and play fought. Creeperplanks shouted, Skyla Ka! Because it sounded cool. Then a small light of green and blue energy appeared and disappeared. He was shook and excited at the same time. When nighttime fell, he went to the ocean next to his house. He took deep breaths and felt the wind gently blowing. He heard waves crashing against the coast. He put his hands together in front of him and said, Skyla Ka. Nothing happened. Skyla Ka, he said louder. The light appeared again and then disappeared. He grit his teeth and shouted, Skyla Ka! As a giant wave crashed onto shore. A bright and very hot beam of green and blue light blasted out of his hands. He was filled with so much joy. His eyes sparkled as he watched it fire off into the distance. He lowered his hands, and it disappeared. He snuck back into his house, past his parents' room, and into his bed, and went to sleep. The next day, Creeperplanks woke up to Jang and Raju Planks jumping on his bed. Wake up, Creeper, Jang said. Go eat breakfast. We're going to see the king, Raju said excitedly. The king, he said, leaping out of bed and running to the table. Good morning, sweetheart, his mom said happily. Good morning, Mom. She put his plate in front of him. Yes, I love steak for breakfast, he said, tearing into his steak. His dad came into the kitchen. There's my little king, he said happily. Hi, Dad. When are we leaving? Creeperplanks asked. In a bit. Just as soon as you finish eating, he said to him. As soon as he finished eating, he jumped and hugged his mom. Thank you, Mom. I love you. She smiled. I love you too. And you're welcome. Now go see the king. I'll see you all in a bit. Creeperplanks smiled big. Let's go, boys. Last one there has to row the boat to the island. They all four ran out the door as fast as they could. The streets were busy. There were people with wheelbarrows full of fruits and vegetables. All the neighbors were out and about. The town square was full. They all got to the stairs of hang on. I need to take a second. They all got to the stairs of the palace to be stopped by a guard. State your business with the king. No, state your business with King Enderplanks. Jang, Raju Planks, and Creeperplanks hid behind Wolfplanks. I think the king knows me well. I am Wolfplanks, he said sternly. Of course. Go right ahead, the guard said, stepping aside. The king was talking to his sire. He had a very deep voice and wore a cloak. You couldn't see anything of him but his purple eyes. I don't care if it's been 100 years. You will find that pod and that child. If we don't find him or her soon, in a few years, it will destroy the planet. Now go find it so I may slay it while it's still young. Wolfplanks walked in with all three boys. You are excused for now, the king said to his sire. The sire left the room. All three kids bowed in front of the down. All three kids bowed down in front of the king, in front of the king's throne. Wolfplanks, good to see you again. I haven't seen you since you got married 7 years ago. Yeah, I've been busy raising my kids and maintaining the house. Ah, yes, quite understandable. He took off his cloak to reveal his left side was pitch black, and he was extremely muscular. He had a goatee, and his hair was purple and spiky in the front and had a short ponytail in the back. Who are these three? He asked. Boys, stand up and introduce yourselves. Stand up and introduce yourselves to the king. They all stood up, and Creeperplanks introduced himself first. I am Creeperplanks. Then Jang introduced himself. I am Jang. Then Raju introduced himself. I am Raju, friend to Creeperplanks and Jang. They were all nervous. Jang, what kind of Planksian name is that? It's his middle name. At birth, we decided to let him choose which water he wanted to be bathed in. A wise choice, the king said. Anyway, I need your permission to go to a far island so these boys can let loose and find their powers, he said to the king. The king smiled evilly. Yes, but they will have to fight my son, he snickered. Oh, I've been talking for 17 minutes, yikes. We're not even halfway into the backstory yet, I think. I don't know. No, we are. Okay. Creeperplanks, Jang, and Raju were all scared. Wolfplanks was confident that they would win. Shawan? A dark figure jumped from the ceiling and landed in front of them. It wore a cloak just like the king. It took off its hood, revealing that he looked like the king and had his red spiked. It had red spiked hair. I get a little nervous when I'm reading aloud. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. His face had no emotion. Now, don't be so rude, Shawan. Introduce yourself first, the king smiled evilly. I am Shawan. Nice to meet you, he sighed. Why don't my son and the green one fight? The king snickered. Jang and Raju backed away. Creeperplanks held his hands in front of him. He took deep breaths. Fight! The king shouted. Creeperplanks gathered his energy and shouted, Skyla gut! Shawan stopped him, punching him in the gut. Creeperplanks fell to the floor. Shawan kicked him hard in the same spot he punched him in. Dad, this one's not even worth my time, he groaned, looking down at Creeperplanks. Jang and Raju were filled with anger. They rushed toward Shawan, attacking him at the same time. They landed a hard punch on him, causing him to stumble back. Jang grabbed his shirt, about to punch him again. Enough! The king shouted. Jang let go and kneeled. Well done, the king griped. You may take a boat and leave to train these three for a while. They all got up and left. Jang looked at the king and said, One day, I'll be king. The king frowned. We'll see you, low-life rat, he snarled. Jang left the castle with the others. Creeperplanks was slowly tagging along. He came out to the doors, and his father quickly turned around and hugged him. I'm so sorry, son. This is why I despise the king. He enjoys others' pain, no matter how young or old. We used to be friends, his father sighed. Are you okay? He asked, brushing one of Creeperplanks' bags out of his face. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll just work harder to be stronger than him. Creeperplanks smiled. That's my boy, his father said, rustling his hair. Now, come on, let's go get your mom the boat. And let's go get your mom in the boat, his father said, lifting him over his shoulders. Hey, Dad, can me and Raju go to the dock and get a boat? Jang asked his father. Yes, but don't go anywhere else, his father said. Thanks, Jang shouted, running to the dock. Jang and Raju split up looking for a good boat. Jang overheard two dock workers talking. Yeah, we got the last of the bit of the fish last night. Anything weird happened last night on the ocean? We saw a bright green and blue light off in the distance. Do you think it's the return of the dragon planks? Maybe. You know, in that form, dragon planks have the strength of the higher demigods? Really? You know, if it's any one of us, I bet it's wolf planks. Yeah. He's always hated the king the most. Yeah, he's the strongest Planksian so far. Jangs stopped in his tracks. My dad's the dragon planks? He thought to himself. Hey, there you are. I found a good boat for all of us, Raju said happily. Cool, Jangs smiled, following Raju to the boat. The boat was big, with 3 sails, and enough room for 20 people. Hey! Someone shouted. You can't take that boat. Someone was storming over to them. Actually, they can, a guard said, stepping in front of the man. I just received contact from the king, saying they can take any boat. They can take any boat but his. The man backed off. Let's get it on before anyone tries to take it, Raju said, boarding the boat. Creeperplanks and his father made it home. They walked in, and his mother came to them. Son, go pack some food. Your mother and I need to talk in private, his father said. Okay, Creeperplanks said, rushing to the kitchen. His mother and father went to the backyard. I can't stop thinking about the dragon planks, Wolfplanks said, looking off in the distance. How come? Catplanks asked. I don't know. I just feel like one of them will become the dragon planks. Zhang can't. What do you mean? He's not Planksian. Oh, yeah. It's been so long, he feels like he is. I wish he were our actual blood son. I know. I'm worried about him. When Creeperplanks got hit, he went on a rage about to hurt the king's son bad. If I'm being honest, I'm scared. About what? About the king potentially finding out he's not Planksian. He wants to kill him. I'm scared Jang or Creeperplanks will find out he's adopted. Honey, I'm sure it'll be fine, she said, bringing him close. I hope so. I hope so, he sighed, hugging her. Mom, Dad, am I interrupting anything? Creeperplanks asked, opening the door. No, sweetie, you're fine, his mom chuckled. I finished packing food, he said. Good job. Come here, his mom said, kneeling down, holding her arms open for him. Creeperplanks rushed into her arms. She picked him up and looked at his father. Everything's going to be okay. She kissed him on the cheek and went inside with Creeperplanks. Mommy, is Daddy okay? Creeperplanks asked. He's just a little stressed, is all. He'll be okay, she replied. I hope so. Oh, I hope he feels better soon. Me too, sweetheart. Me too, his mother sighed. Shang and Raju were in the boat, acting like they were in an oversea battle. Well. Looks like you two are having fun, Catplank smiled. Zhang looked up at her. It be a mermaid. And she brought our other crewmate, Zhang said, still in character. Creeper jumped to the ground and joined in the game. Alright, who be the captain of this here vessel? Wolfplanks said, joining the game. Not you two, Catplanks chuckled. Aye, me lady. I be a man of the ocean, what can I say? He chuckled. I be the captain of this ship, Jangs said. Then ye are gonna help me steer it. Steer this vessel, Wolfplanks said, putting the food on the boat. Yes, sir, Jangs saluted and chuckled. The boys got all three sails down. Catplanks got the ropes untied from the boat, or from the dock, and Wolfplanks shoved off. They were headed to the island, and the boys were excited, not ecstatic. I'm at the point where I'm reading so much, I'm starting to mess up the words. They got to the island 2 hours later. Wolfplanks tied the boat to a tree. The island had a forest on its south side and a huge field on its north side. Okay, we'll set up camp in the forest and train in the field for 3 days, Wolfplanks smiled. They quickly set up a small camp and headed to the field. Okay, you'll have to fight each other, everyone for themselves. It's best to be in some kind of danger and awaken your powers. So with that being said, fight! Wolfplanks shouted. They all three sprung up, going into the field. Jang was going for Raju. They all went for one another, throwing punches back and forth. Jang punched Creeperplanks hard, causing him to fly back. He was in a blinding rage. He was about to punch Raju. Raju grabbed his hand, trying to stop him. Jang kneed him in the stomach and punched him in the chest. Raju fell unconscious from the hits. Jang ran to Creeperplanks, jumping in the air, trying to hit him. Creeperplanks rolled out of the way just in time. He sprung up and put his hands together in front of him. Everything seemed like it went silent. Everything seemed like it was in slow motion to Creeper. Skylark! Creeper shouted. The beam came out of his hands. Jang saw it coming right toward him. He quickly dodged. Then there was a rumble. The sky got darker. There was rain coming down on Raju. Suddenly, a lightning bolt struck Raju. There was silence, as everyone was in shock. There was grunting. Then Raju stood up. He looked mad. His eyes glowed a light blue. Lightning sparked up around his body. He let out a shout as he rushed to Jang. He punched him hard. Jang flew back to the ocean. Raju looked at Creeper. He was terrified. Raju was about to rush to him. Creeper was about to rush to him when all of a sudden there was a rumble in the ocean. Jang rose above the water on a floating piece of land. He held up his hand and created another piece of land. He threw it. Focus. He threw it at Raju. He put his hand and created. Wait, where am I? I'm confused myself because I'm worried about the video ending soon. I'm also like, you can know. Anyway, let me find exactly where I was at and let me word it correctly in my mind so I'm not all over the place. You can know. Okay. 1 second. He threw it at Raju. He put his hand over him, then in front of him, and shouted, "Zerokian!" A red and black beam of light came out of his hand. It was sparking a lot. Raju shouted, "Lightning's wrath!" and a giant lightning strike blew up the piece of land. He held out his hands and stopped the blast. He directed it to Creeper. It shot him far off the island. Creeperplanks was beneath the ocean. His body hurt from the blast. While he floated in the water, he felt something. He felt a warm feeling coursing through his whole body. It was rage. He opened his eyes and shouted in anger. He blasted out of the water onto the island. Fire came from nowhere, wrapping itself around his hands. His red eye glowed a dark red. He rushed toward Jang and Raju. He tried to shout, but there was no sound, only fire. He punched Jang and Raju. They went flying back. Jang tried to attack Creeper. He looked behind him and vanished in front of Jang, and appeared behind him, smacking him to the ground. Raju tried to throw a punch at him, but he moved too quickly. There was a burning pain in Creeperplanks' back. He fell to the ground. And that's where I'm going to stop reading for now, because the video is almost over. So hopefully you all are enjoying it so far. If you are, please let me know, because yeah, this is I was.
The next video, he'll be talking about tails.
No.
Tails
Shut up!
So
The next video, I'll continue what I'm reading, but hopefully you all are enjoying it so far. I did not intend this to be reading the first chapter of my book. I was just going to be like, well, this is Creeperplanks' backstory, and here's how he came to the planet that's like Earth in his universe, and became the strongest being ever. But just all that by itself would have been boring. I feel like the first chapter really explains it as well as it can. So thank you all for watching me remake the village and listening to Creeperplanks' backstory. If y'all want to hear Captain Greentail's backstory as well, please let me know. But this has been Creeperplanks Game Number 1. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!